right, so first of all, I just want to say this. I'm so happy you're doing your thing. I'm so happy that although the things that you're saying are disoriented, and like I really want to get you, like I want to get some scans and like full body scans, like some CTE checks on you, and like you're the voice, even though it's not the voice of reason. I think it's the voice of fucking retardation about this fight. You're doing. So how many bets do you have going on this Conor McGregor fight?
Really, I just the bet I have in Vegas when the fight first came out that Conor was going to win a round or more, and I bet that Conor would get a knockout.
Okay.
Which, I think I got the round or more. I got at like 26-1. I put down $4,000. Do the math.
It's boxing. He's not going to not win one round in Vegas with all those crazy fans.
But I think it's going to be awkward, and Floyd's going to have to download his movement and be like, what is this? And then everyone's going to watch at home and be like, damn, who do you give that round to? Shit,
I agree.
I guess Conor.
And now here's what I'm going to do to you. Brendan,
choose your words carefully.
What's your toughest fight that you were ever in? As in MMA.
You got that.
What's the toughest fight you've ever been in?
Probably Crow Cop.
Okay, and how many rounds did it go?
3 rounds.
And who won?
I won.
Okay, did he win any rounds?
Yes.
Okay, do you think that he's going around saying, well, I won one round versus... He's saying, I lost.
Different.
Why are you giving Conor McGregor a participation prize for the fight? If he wins one round, if he wins 2 rounds, what's the fight that you lost? What's your toughest fight where you're like, fuck, that was just like it was the toughest loss that was the biggest disappointment?
Probably Arlovsky.
Okay, how many rounds was that?
3 rounds.
3 rounds.
I think I won 2 of them.
But do you sit around going, oh, this, that? You go. You're not sitting there like you're doing that now because you're breaking down. But at the end of the day, you're like, I lost.
I lost 100%.
I said to Brendan he's going to fight Andre Arlovsky. And Andre Arlovsky's a monster. He's fighting for the title. And Brendan beat him, by the way.
He's hairier than Callan.
Yeah. But and he said, I said, how you feeling? And Brendan goes, scared. And that's all he said. I was like, Jesus. That's honesty right there.
Does he still wear the mouth guard with the
fangs?
Yeah, the fangs.
He's one of my favorite fighters. Yeah.
You fought him before.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And
fought him.
I was in the wrestling team in high school. I used to get really nervous before meets and stuff.
Hell yeah.
So how are you, a real fighter, a real ass kicker, giving Conor fucking McGregor a participation trophy? The thing about the MMA thing that's bothering me, and the thing about this fight, you're sitting there going, well, if he wins one round, it means this. No, it's a fucking fight. Now, if he makes it through alive, and if Floyd makes it through alive, they're both going to walk away rich and all that shit. But to sit there and qualify, like, if he wins 2 rounds against Floyd Mayweather, Floyd Mayweather always going to give up rounds. No, there's no boxer that rarely goes 12-0, especially in boxing when you know the score. But for MMA fans to be like, well, if he wins 2 rounds, then he won. And you know damn well.
See, I don't say that, though, Rap. I don't mean to interrupt you. But, and then the other one is if Conor wins via KO, TKO.
That's not happening.
I guarantee if there's a K or TKO, it comes from Conor.
We all know that Floyd Mayweather is not a knockout puncher. He hasn't been a knockout puncher for years.
Forever.
That's never been his thing. Conor McGregor, you guys are acting like he's Foreman, Tyson, or one of these big like knockout punchers with knockout power. Like he's been knocking out people for years. He didn't knock out... Is he?
He's a knockout artist for sure.
He's not tall enough to get on the rides, right? The little guy Aldo?
Could be tough. He's not that small. I think you think of Chad Mendes.
But he ran into the punch.
Well, however you want to call it.
But that's not going to happen with Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather's not running into a punch.
Yeah, but he's knocked out like Eddie Alvarez, who's a former world champion.
After
UFC,
kicking him, punching him, like
still starched him.
But was it just like a boxing? Like there was no kicking. There's no threat of being kicked in the legs. There's okay, so it's a different thing.
But knockout artists. Like Anthony Johnson.
This, though. But in MMA, a knockout artist, there's so many different. You know this so much better than me. There's so many different variables. Like if me and you are fighting, there's no
elbows,
kicking.
knees, right. 100%.
So if it's just me punching you in the face like that, like I'm just like boom. Yeah. Then you're not. But if I say, I could kick you, then you're worried about the kick, boom.
Yeah, but
then you're worried about that.
Yeah, but don't grab me like that. Don't grab me like. But the thing is if Conor lands that big left hand. So let's just say this.
This is how I know you might be CT.
Let's say this. Let's say this.
He goes, if Conor lands a big left hand, he throws it with the right. Well, I want to run your paperwork, man. We got to fucking run your file, Brendan.
Hey, here's the thing. If Floyd lands a clean right hand.
Straight right.
And
you know he's good with the straight right.
And if Conor lands a flush left.
You mean at the same time?
At the same time. There's only one of them that will get knocked out. Because one of them has knockout power, and it's not Floyd Mayweather. In this fight, there's only one of them has finishing capabilities, and it's not Floyd.
I don't see how you can base that on anything.
It's a huge X factor. But the thing with MMA, when people go, oh, if he just wins 2 rounds, he wins the fight, I disagree. I'm saying that this fight isn't as big as a spectacle or a circus everyone makes it out to be. You're going to get a legit fight.
I agree.
In your hands.
But this theoretical thing of, well, what if they fought in an alley?
It's stupid. That's hard for me to entertain.
Isn't it dumb?
I'll tell you what.
So him coming from being a 2-division UFC champion will help his confidence. He'll be scary. And one of the things that he said that's a psychological thing that no one could ever say to Floyd before. He said, listen, the way he goes, the only reason why this thing is fair is because we're playing by boxing rules. If it was a fight, I would fucking kill him. And the way he said it was like
100% accurate.
100% accurate. And he said in saying that something no one's ever been able to say to Floyd.
Yeah.
I will fuck you up. Like, and Floyd's gonna know that at any moment. If Conor wanted to slide a little back and start kicking his face or kicking his legs out from under him, he wouldn't know what the fuck to do. Do you think he knows how to block a wheel kick? He's gonna get kicked in the back of the fucking head.
Say Conor popped the referee and then just wheel kicked Mayweather.
He would have to get close enough to him to do that, and it wouldn't be as easy as it seems. But the distance between punching and kicking is pretty substantial.
Right.
And Conor closes that distance in a really fast and really spectacular way. He comes at you with shit, front kicks to the body, and you're trying to figure out where he's coming and what he's coming with. It's very unpredictable. So I think in a boxing match, if you have $100 and you have to bet on someone, the odds are going to most certainly favor Floyd Mayweather because it's a boxing match. If it was a fight, it would be 100 million to 1 that Conor McGregor would fuck him up. I mean, I'm not exaggerating.
I'm putting my 100
Of course,
on
I'm exaggerating. No one would give you those kind of odds, but it would definitely be something ridiculous if it was a fight. Don't you think? Like, what would it be? It was a fight, an MMA fight.
I don't know. If I had,
it would be 100 million to 1.
If I hadn't have seen Conor live,
bullshit.
They're not fighting in a back alley.
Doesn't matter.
They're not fighting at 3:30 after school.
Doesn't matter.
We all know that if...
Yes.
Is that the dumbest conversation?
It's so stupid. It's so stupid.
Well, if they...
Doesn't matter.
What are they going to fucking call the principal and break up the fight between Conor and little Floyd?
Might as well be in a pool. Shut your mouth. He's talking about Floyd. We're talking about clothing and all that stuff.
Fashion. You were talking about clothing?
Clothing with him because I came in with this dope jacket. He had a good jacket on. You don't know clothing. Sit this round out. Anyways.
Were you wearing those fucking shoes?
Not the St. Laurents. These are special occasions. These were for Julio Chavez. Anyways. So he goes,
why don't you put some spurs on them and ride the fuck out of here on your horse?
Dude, if you don't know fashion, you can't get in the game, bro. You're like Callan.
All right, go ahead.
And you love basketball.
Love it.
You love it.
And I will bust your ass one-on-one. But here's...
Bro, I'm not Bieber. I will fuck you up.
Listen, this ain't the fucking Denver Broncos.
I can come to your house so no one has to see it.
No. So bring Chin. We're going to film it. Bring fucking Chin.
We'll bring all the cameras you want. I'm trying to do a fucking solid here.
No, I'm trying
to do a real solid.
I'm going to do you like Conor McGregor tried to do Paulie. That fucking dirt bag. I'm going to do him like he did my man Paulie. Have you all your years of fighting, all your years of training.
We're talking about practice.
Has anyone ever released chopped up, edited sparring footage? Ever? No. This is why you can't say it's not a circus. Conor McGregor.
No.
I know that Paulie pushed it a little bit, but
let me ask you
something.
You
mean to tell me they fought 12 rounds and Paulie didn't fucking smack him around for 12 rounds? Paulie Malignaggi didn't punch Conor McGregor in the face a bunch of times? Why don't they release that or release the whole 12 rounds? That footage was cool. He hit him. You mean to tell me, out of all the footage, you just have that? Those 2 15-second clips from 2 different angles?
I hear you, but think who's releasing, who's controlling this. So
I fuck with you, Dana. Dana's my man. I fuck with you. He's hooked me up with tickets. But it's like, yo, where's your sparring footage from all the years you're training? That is some bullshit.
Yeah, we're talking about practice.
We're talking about practice?
We're talking about practice.
We're talking about practice?
I talked to Paulie.
Sugar Shane's done some commentating. You know, he's not like a Roy Jones Jr., Vinny Maljanani or whatever the heck his name is.
Is Sugar Shane actually coaching his son? Is he coaching his son?
Yesterday, and I was like, listen, I'm running a line here because obviously I'm Team Conor. I know what happened with Paulie. The thing with Paulie, and I think he just hurt because Paulie thought he was going to go in there. It was going to be all good. Like, yeah, I thought
I'm sparring with you.
Well, he goes, I talked all that shit, but I'm coming here to help you, so it should be all good. Connor's going, nah, man, he talked all that shit. I'm literally bringing you here. I'm not learning shit from him. I'm here to fuck you up. So they both had two different agendas.
I'm saying, like, fight him for real.
Well, that's the thing. Now it sounds like Paulie wants to fight. So if Conor has a good showing against Floyd,
he ain't having a good showing against Floyd.
You're crazy.
He ain't having a good showing against. And if he somehow
what if he knocks him out, Rap? What the fuck are you gonna do?
Tip my fucking hat. What am I gonna say? What are you gonna say?
Well, what's a good showing to you though? For your let's say you're an average fan, right? You're an average fan. What's a good showing for you?
Let's say they go 12 rounds and it's like a split decision, and it's forget the Vegas judges, because you know who the fuck knows how that's gonna work.
They can't count them. Yeah, who knows? They're off seeing.
You know if he puts a good. You know if it's a good showing. We know what a good showing is and what a not's a good showing.
So let's say Conor wins 5 out of
on the judges'
12.
card.
Yes.
See, this is boxing in a crazy match. So, but you know, I'll know if it's a good showing in my heart. Forget the judges.
Everyone will be able to tell, right?
Of course. We thought McDonough had a good showing against.
That was a good showing.
That was a good showing. And then when you rewatched that first fight, you were like, he hit him once. The rest of it was against the ropes. Floyd was under any duress. He was mauling him. But then the second fight, it was like
true. But so
it was a good showing.
So let's say
would that be a good showing if he did what McDonough did for Conor McGregor?
I expect more out of Conor, to be honest. Let's say if Conor hits Floyd, wobbles him in the 3rd round, it's like, oh shit, and he's close to finish him, and then Floyd goes on to win him by decision. That would be a good showing.
If he just hits him with one shot the whole time?
No, like he's laying shots, but he has him like out on his feet, and then Saved by the Bell, and then Floyd comes back.
Yeah, that's a fight. But I don't think it's going to happen.
It's going to be tough to do.
All these little fucking guys that he fights in MMA, they're standing still. No one's moving around. No one's shoulder rolling.
Shoulder rolling.
What is a shoulder roll?
No, I'm sorry. I know.
You know it better than me.
No, I know. I think he's going to have some trouble with shoulder rolling.
Why? Because of Conor fucking McGregor, the non-boxer's going to do what 49 other people haven't even
49 traditional boxers.
What are you
Let's go back to Paulie. Let's go back to Paulie, though.
Okay.
But with Paulie, you think it was dirty, huh? But I think Paulie's feelings are hurt.
His feelings should be hurt? This is a 2-time champion.
Vinny Maljanani or whatever the heck his name is.
It's disrespectful. It's not professional. And
it's guy code a little bit. I agree.
Exactly. It's fucking guy code. And it's you know, it's like I come in there to spar. We're talking about practice.
I come in there to spar and help you. I think their communication wasn't on, because Paulie, when you talk to Paulie, it sounds like, man, this was going to happen. I was going to come in. Yeah, we're sparring. We'd spar, and then it'd be all good. And Conor's like, nah, I'm bringing you here to fuck you up, man. That's why you're here. I'll pay you to fly you and all that. I'm literally just trying to fuck you up.
I've been on this hound, this Conor dick ride hound.
So I think both feelings were hurt, you know. But also, Conor didn't release that. Dana did.
It's a one and the same, Brendan.
Not really, though.
Brendan, why? If you say why the fuck was Dana there?
Well, it's one and the same. They're at the UFC facility. He's using Dana's gym.
It's one. Why don't he get his own gym since he's so fucking rich?
He could. You might as well just use that one.
Yeah, but I'm saying, come on. Don't try to Conor released the footage. I mean, Dana released the footage. There was a non-disclosure, I'm sure, except for Dana White. And it wasn't just Dana's footage, because there was 2 or 3 different angles used in those 2 clips.
Well, that's what Paulie said. Paulie goes, there's the Fertitas were there, Dana was there, there's all these cameras.
It's whack, man.
He goes, why don't you release the 12 rounds?
Release the 12 rounds. You mean to tell me he didn't fucking smack him around in 12 fucking rounds? He just beat him up, and Paulie Malignaggi just got beat up for 12 rounds?
No, I don't think Paulie got beat up for 12 rounds.
I know he didn't.
I don't think that
I know he didn't.
Yeah, I don't think that happened.
It's bullshit. This is the bet I want to make with you. You could tell me what you want. I'm not doing this if, coulda, shoulda, woulda. My bet is this. I live in a big fucking house. It's big.
Yeah, you and me both.
My house is big. A lot of space.
It's not small, but yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I want you in my house, clean the whole fucking thing.
God,
and I'm not talking about like wipe it. I'm talking about I want that motherfucker like a cleaning service.
And I can't hire someone.
I got fucking.
Can I hire someone to do it?
No, mother. You could hire someone. No, fuck no, man. I got big ass glass windows. I want them shits fucking. I don't want any smudge marks.
Wait, what's the bet though?
Floyd. I got Floyd winning the fight,
bro. That's
it.
Terrible odds. I need Vegas odds. Cleaning your whole fucking mansion.
Clean the motherfucking house, windows, everything, garage, and my fucking car. And when you clean my garage,
bro,
when you
what
clean,
kind of car is it?
And the car's not that big. By the time you get to the car,
is it a black car?
Yes,
it's a lot of detail.
But by the time you get to my car, you're going to be so worn out from clean. You're going to be
exhausted.
Yeah, and I want the pool.
I have to mow the lawn too.
No, I got fake grass.
Oh, thank God.
But I want the pool, swept.
Yeah. Oh,
I want the house cleaned, and I want the car detailed.
50 G's or something. This is miserable.
Fuck that. Big Brown, Mr. Dick Pick better. You're gonna clean my fucking house and lose. Now, what do you want me to do?
Bro, this isn't a fair bet. The odds.
Big Brown. Fuck the odds. Fuck the.
Clean your mansion?
Coulda, shoulda, would. It's not even a mansion. It's just a big house with big fucking windows. I want you in there. I'm not doing anything weird.
You gotta put your snotty nosed kids. If I'm gonna do work, I can't have them
Empty
messing
house.
up the work.
Just me videotaping. Just me videotaping, and it's just you. And you bring your own fucking cleaning supplies. You're not even using them.
Bro!
You bring a
So now
fucking
I gotta
mop.
buy all this
Bring your
shit?
fucking dustbuster. I want your sprays. And my counter's marble, so you can't use the same spray you use for the window.
Oh my God.
He's scared to make
this is exhausting.
Mr. MMA, Conor McGregor. Come on, that's your guy. If he does this, he might knock him out. What you could tell me what you want.
I was just gonna say like a real nice dinner.
Fine.
I'm talking expensive dinner.
Whatever you want. Any place you want in LA, you could starve yourself for a week. That's the bet. You come clean this fucking house.
Deal.
I'm talking, and I get to videotape it.
All right. What do I have to wear?
Clothes, motherfucker. You have to wear clothes. You want to be nude, don't you?
No.
You want to do dick pic? I'm not doing any of that fucking.
See this part right here. Give me some volume on that so you can hear that. He's hitting him hard, man. Okay, he hits him with a straight left that's clean, and then it looks like he's wobbled, and he hits him with the right hand afterwards. Like, play that part one more time when he goes down. Like, you can't. I don't see an argument. I've tried to look at it.
Of a push down?
I don't see it. This is the beginning part.
And that's a legit ref, by the way.
Yeah, Joe Cortez.
Super legit. Oh.
Dude, he's beating the shit out of him. Okay, I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Like, if he can land those combinations on Paulie Malignaggi like that at any point in life, that is...
Homeboy can box.
Yeah, man,
See,
he's hitting
that
hard,
validates,
too.
to me, that validates Conor.
I like Paulie as a commentator. I think he's one of the best in the world. He's really, really good. He offers, like, real legitimate insight.
He's really, really good.
Do you think that he got rocked and doesn't remember how this went? Like, did you think that he maybe did think that he got pushed down? Because Dana said it was a one-sided beatdown.
Yeah, Dana was like, he got his ass whipped for 12 rounds, which I don't believe that.
What if it's true? Like, you got to go with what Paulie did say happened and then what you see happened. Do you know the odds on Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor are only 4-1?
5-1, right? Conor.
I saw it plus 550. Oh, maybe it's changed. Maybe it's changed.
I think I had something to do with those odds swaying. I've been on this hound, this Conor dick ride hound, changing the game. Complete Conor dick diver, just changing the odds.
You really think he's got a chance?
Yeah, I do.
He's bigger.
I really do.
He's a lot bigger, man.
It's
I'll
like
tell you
a
that.
Mack truck. He's awkward. Floyd 2 years off. I'm a little curious why
Joe
he's
Smith
doing
Jr., Bernard Hopkins.
Correct.
Plus 325. Whoa. It's down to 3.
Take it back.
Jesus Christ.
Crazy.
Floyd Mayweather's at minus 450.
You want to hear something hilarious? Those odds are smaller than when he fought Canelo.
That's crazy.
I bet when the odds first came out, I fucked up. I thought I got 26-1. I got it 15-1. Conor to win by knockout. Have you seen the picture of Floyd at 40?
He looks good.
Good. That motherfucker looks like he's on that Brock Lesnar.
He looks
diet.
shredded.
Yeah, he looks great.
Under 2.5. Wow. Interesting. That's the only way McGregor's going to win, I think, by stoppage. I think.
Yeah, me too. 100%.
I can't imagine him outboxing.
No,
Floyd.
that ain't happening. You're living in a wrong fucking planet if you think he's going to outbox him for 12 rounds.
Mauls him. Unless he figures out a way to maul him, like he's
Maidana
doing there,
style,
like he's doing there with holding the back of the head and throwing punches.
But that's after he's worn Paulie out. I think you're going to see.
Right.
I think you're going to see Conor using his footwork, still the distance, trying to still do what got him to the dance.
He might. What if he drops one on Floyd and Floyd goes stiff? And face plants.
I would love that. I think he's going to land one on Floyd. And I
think everything
Conor
below
knock
one.
that sucker out.
Oh, you're so silly. What is the weight?
So I think Conor wins the spectacle, but probably loses in a decision. But if there is a stoppage, it's Conor knocking him out.
Well, we were talking today about them going to 8-ounce gloves and how significant that is.
Official commission just granted it today.
First of all, it shows you could just pull those commissioners aside and go, "What's these rules?
What do you mean drug testing? What are we talking about
these
here?
rules? Let's have some fun here, boys.
Here.
Let's have some fun."
When Andre Berto said when he fought Floyd, he's never been tested more in his life. He was like 4 times a week they'd knock on my door.
Yeah, it's Floyd. Floyd's
nonstop.
got people dressed up like agents.
That's what he said. And he goes, "Are you testing Floyd like this?" They go, "That's none of your concern."
Oh, it is though.
He goes, "It's the promoter's obligation." He goes, "The promoter's Floyd Mayweather." He goes, "You'll figure it out." He just kept getting tested nonstop.
Yeah, he wants more of your blood. He wants to make you tired.
Yeah, I'll tell you what though. I don't know what the drug testing is like on this bad boy, but
the Canelo Alvarez fight, it was interesting because he made Canelo get down to 150. They fought at 150, and Canelo
he always makes people come to him. Like, you have to play by his rules.
Doing that in this fight though.
That's what's so scary.
Yeah,
that's why I tip my hat to Floyd, because he went, "We'll fight at 154." That's perfect for Conor.
Yeah,
I would do 8-ounce gloves. What the for reals?
Yeah,
we'll do that. We'll do it. I'll take it on short notice too. This motherfucker's crazy.
I just think he thinks he's so good. He might just not understand. Like, he's trying to be the guy who literally goes in there and drops and smashes Floyd Mayweather as a UFC fighter, and then becomes, with that, the biggest athlete on the planet Earth.
Ever.
Maybe ever.
Beat him ever.
If he flatlines Floyd Mayweather, if Floyd Mayweather steps in and Conor fucking karate stances him and blasts him with a straight left hand, and we see Floyd stiffen up and face plant,
North Korea nukes. Yeah, you're right though, man. If Conor were to pull it off,
he's the biggest athlete of all time.
All time.
He's gonna be worldwide in the craziest way possible.
You're gonna see a Nike shoe like a Jordan, but with this on it.
If he actually can land that shit. There's the thing, nobody's gonna ever box Floyd like that from a karate stance.
Never. He's never seen it before.
And he's been doing a lot of that Taekwondo footwork thing where he switches back and forth, switches stances.
A ton.
If he can keep that kind of distance, it's going to be very hard for Floyd to hit him, too. It's a totally different feel.
Different feel. The only thing, I think, worst case scenario, obviously worst case, he gets starched in like 10 seconds. That's not going to happen. But worst case would be with 8-ounce gloves, if Floyd starts landing and beating him up, and he gets stopped in like 7th or 8th, or can't answer the bell because he's taking so much punishment, or in 8 rounds he gets really tired from moving so much, then it could be a shit show for us.
Yeah, it's a different expenditure of energy for sure.
Different animal.
Switching legs like that and switching stances.
But listen, he's doing it in training. You don't get to Conor's level without realizing what you're signing up for. Like to me, if Conor were to gas in this fight, there's a serious then everything we believe in Conor's fake, which I don't think is going to happen. With Conor, I think in those rounds he can land something big there, man.
If he does. See, the exciting thing is if he does. That's the exciting thing.
That's what's going to make it the biggest pay-per-view of all time.
Those white power people are going to go crazy.
Listen, man, it's sparring. We're talking about practice. Like it is what it is.
I mean, even though it shows a clear loss, those in those exchanges, there was a clear loser and a clear winner. Doesn't mean the entire sparring session was, and we won't know that until after the fight.
And most knowledgeable fighting fans know that. Like, that's a part of it. But shit, Conor can actually hit. Like, shit, he looks pretty good.
He looks real good.
And even if you're a boxing fan, you're like, holy shit, that's Paulie Malignaggi. He just got rocked. Yeah. Shit, maybe I will buy the fight.
Honestly, dude, I really feel like if they were smart, like this kind of shit, like the kind of shit that we do when you and I just sit down and talk.
Yeah.
This is really what they need.
Yes.
When you get a bunch of goofy people sitting around with ties on in some circle and everyone's talking over everybody.
And there's a production meeting and you say this and you say this, I agree.
Yeah, and there's Morrow and then there's fucking 2 or 3 boxers and everyone's...
Al Bernstein.
Yeah, and they're all talking over each other. It's not, in my opinion, it's not the most entertaining way to listen to people break down shit. And this is a fight where you really want to consider all the different possibilities. Like Max Kellerman is always saying, like, Floyd has the advantage. If they're fighting on the moon, Floyd has the advantage. Bare knuckle, Floyd has the advantage. Like, okay, are you totally sure? Are you totally sure?
It's the Skip Bayless, method where it's going to make headlines. But
I think
he doesn't believe that.
Max believes that.
I don't think Max believes that. I think he's so old school boxing. He has to say that.
Well, he loves MMA too, man. I've had long conversations with
kind of, but I think
he's a
with
smart
Floyd,
dude.
he's very smart. He's my favorite analyst. I love Max.
Yeah,
Kellerman.
he's very good.
I have no when I was
I'm your favorite.
I'm saying boxing. Boxing.
Bro.
Come on, brother. When it comes to boxing, when he goes, Connor's not going to hit him, and I was like, no disrespect, I bet you $100,000. Open a joint account, send to his team. Like, this is how serious.
He's not going to land a glove. Oh, really?
Come on,
that's
Max.
silly.
Come on, Max.
I mean, it could happen that Floyd just storms out and fucking one punch KOs him.
My thing with Showtime, I had this a chat with Espinoza about it, and I said, I don't know what. I know I'm going to be part of it. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I said, but what you have going on is you have your traditional boxing commentators, which is great, and that's usually what you do. This is not your typical fight. You cannot have a biased panel who don't know anything about Conor McGregor. Yeah, they looked his fights up or whatever, or they just mimic or say what they've heard previously, but they really don't know what Conor's doing. You have to have someone, whether it's me or not, but I think it's going to be me, you have to have someone telling you what Conor's doing, what he needs to do to win the fight. You can't have just a pro-biased boxing commentating team. Because what's going to make this the biggest pay-per-view of all time is the UFC fans.
Of course.
We're the ones that are going to buy this bitch.
Yeah.
The old boxing heads.
Who the fuck knows what's going to happen, man? What's interesting is that it's actually going to happen. I'm just a big fan of freak shows. And I don't mean that disrespectfully, like that it's not a real contest. Never seen Conor box. You see like little tiny clips. That's all you ever see.
When's the last time where there's a fight like this where it was made like by the people?
I don't think ever.
UFC at all ever?
Well, there was James Toney versus Randy Couture, but James was well past his prime and, really didn't train for it at all. He didn't know. I mean, there was a video of James Toney preparing for the Randy Couture fight, and he was way out of shape, and he was just kind of like hitting pads, and the guy would like shoot the worst double leg takedown on him in the history of the known universe, and James would kind of sprawl, and he'd be like, yeah, I'm working on my grappling, working on my boxing, working on my boxing.
He's always had discipline issues. They said he barely trained for that fight. But that's the thing, boxing experts like, I mean, it's like James Toney coming to your world. I'm like, well, no, it's not. It's fucking not.
Connor's in his prime. He's 28 years old. It's a real threat. And,
and he believes he's going to do it.
Yeah.
Like, the one thing about Conor is he 100% believes he's going to win this fight, which is, when you got a guy like that and he has momentum on his side and you got the fucking nation of Ireland behind you, God, man.
Yeah, it's some Game of Thrones
special shit.
And also, Floyd legitimately is almost 41. Like, I think he might be 41 at the fight. Like, I think, like, his birthday happens between, like, what's his birthday? Like, he might be 41 now. I think during training camp, he turned 41.
I've sat and talked to Mayweather for 30 minutes in a locker room after watching him train live for an hour and a half. He didn't know. I was able to sneak into his workout and watch everything. And to watch the level that this man competes at is incredible. As a world champion, as many times as he's won, he counts every single punch that's thrown, and he ups that punch count every single day. He's got a man just for clicking a little button. Then he goes from boxing to jumping rope to... I mean, I've watched this man train. He trains elite. He is the best in the world.
That picture he released on Instagram, though, I was like, he does not look 41.
Yeah, he's great. February. Okay, so he's real close.
He's close,
6 months away, whatever it is. So when he gets to be whatever the age is when the wheels fall off. 42?
Is it this fight?
Is it 40?
Who knows?
41?
Who knows? That's the thing.
Yeah, who knows what happens if he gets dinged.
I think he will be slower. And because if it's Floyd in his heyday, yeah, Conor didn't stand a chance. But Floyd, a notch slower, man.
Well, you remember Maidana. Maidana came in fucking winging bombs at Floyd.
Yeah.
And the first fight, Floyd kind of, I think maybe either underestimated him or didn't understand the style that he was going to present. And he got clipped. He got clipped with one punch at the end of one of the rounds where his legs wobbled. And I was like, whoa.
And then remember, Floyd did the rematch, kind of picked him apart. But once he downloaded it,
oh yeah,
I just think he underestimated, didn't take him serious.
It's possible, or it's possible Maidana fought really well in the first fight and didn't fight so well in the second fight for various reasons.
Yeah, but the only thing with that is Conor's so much different than Maidana.
He's way more skillful, and he's very capable of doing weird shit.
It's his timing that makes him special, and his timing will be better than Floyd's. Floyd's gonna be a little slower. I just think Conor's timing with the speed and power. That's why I give him a shot.
If Floyd sleeps on him at all, and Conor comes in and does something very unusual and catches Floyd with a big punch early, it could be chaos.
Especially with 8-ounce gloves. How about Floyd? You're crazy, man. It makes this so interesting.
Yeah, it becomes like an MMA fight more. Mm-hmm. It's nuts. It's going to be real weird. It's going to be real weird until we see what happens. We might see Floyd pick him apart.
Yeah, and the odds are that's going to happen, but I don't see it, man.
If he really does start fighting like this, though, ooh, that would be weird. Well, Floyd is also a counter-striker, and so is Conor. Mm-hmm. But if Conor starts doing some weird karate shit and gets him on his heels, gets him moving back, and then somehow or another can get him into some weird position where he can move faster than Floyd understands, or he could close the distance quicker than Floyd expects. And here's the other thing. How brittle are Floyd's hands really?
Pretty brittle.
Broken him a few times, right? But
it was a huge factor for him. If you've ever seen like his training stuff like that, after every session, his hands are in pure ice, and then he has the masseuse at night massage his hands. So it's obviously a factor.
Right.
So let's say
was that before his last fight?
Yeah.
For Berto as well?
Yeah, it's been going on for quite some time.
So they still get sore.
Yeah. So think about this. 8-ounce gloves. He hits Conor on that giant Irish head.
Right on the forehead.
He has a forehead. Let's be real.
Yeah.
He's a good-looking dude, but he has a dome on him. He hits that hand, breaks his hand. We going Sizzler. There's certain factors I like to bank on. That's
Conor
one of
recognizes that his hand's broken, and he starts talking to him.
All you have is a jab, and he starts shuffling, putting his hands behind his back.
You broke your fucking hand.
Oh, you're fucked.
You broke your fucking hand, didn't
fucked.
you? Your little core and your little head.
Dude, can you imagine? And then he just annihilates Floyd, just walking him down.
Isn't it interesting, people were really mad at him for calling Floyd boy?
Oh, man.
You can call each other bitch, motherfucker, but don't say boy.
But if someone goes, oh, do you know John? You go, yeah, that's my
we're
boy.
boys.
What's
Yeah.
wrong with that?
Yeah, we're boys.
With Andre Berto, I was like, I kept saying homeboy. Then when he left, I was like,
Am I allowed to
hashtag
say
no
homeboy?
racist. Hashtag no racist.
Homeboy's okay.
Is homeboy
like,
cool?
Yeah, homeboy's like, oh, he's my homeboy. Hey, homeboy, you got to really figure this out. It's weird, though, because it has boy in it.
I
Like,
know.
you can't have any pause between home and boy.
Oh, no. Home.
Listen,
boy.
homeboy. Yeah, you can't say that to a black guy.
No, what?
It's too much boy in it.
It's too much. You got to be careful, man. Because, with Berto, he said something like, oh, that's my boy. And I was like,
it's hard to say triggered around a black guy. Trigger?
Trigger?
Trigger.
Why?
Because it sounds like, right?
Yeah, you
like any word that's close, it's like, what did you say? I said
I said T, bro.
Trigger.
Yeah, boy, you just can't.
Yeah, you can't. Boy's a weird one.
We just got to take it out, though. On social media, you can't do that.
But why not?
Well, because come on, Joe.
But it's weird.
Why. Well, but black people can use the N word in boy, right? Because they they went through some shit to earn that title.
But boy used to be fine. All those fucking Home Depot candle carrying douchebags fucked up boy.
It's a fun word.
It's a great word.
Those are my boys. Now I can't say that anymore.
You can definitely say that still.
Not if I have the token black guy.
Yeah.
Those are my men.
Hang out with white people just for that reason.
All whites. All whites. Like it's Charlottesville. Fucking white guy's own bro.
We did, but it used to be a black guy thing.
No, I feel
bro?
like no.
What's up, bro?
No, black guy's own bra.
No, that's new. Bro was like the 70s, back when they had platform shoes on and fucking bell bottoms and shit.
See, I feel like black guys had brother.
They had brother and bro. What up, bro? I think Max Kellerman is walking around today. How many people are fucking with him?
I saw him this morning.
Conor McGregor will not land a single punch. Meanwhile, he landed more punches on Floyd Mayweather than any boxer ever.
Than Manny Pacquiao and Miguel Cotto.
Yeah.
And then people go, oh, this is freaking Max's debate. Well, that's because Floyd led him. That was his style. Hey, man, let's give Conor some credit. Some credit. His pace was so high. I think Conor's pace was so high, and he thought he was going to be landing more shots. He just wore himself out.
There's a little bit of that. I also think there's a little bit of an efficiency issue that, John Danaher, go to John Danaher's Instagram page, please. He wrote an assessment of how he thinks the fight's going to play out, and it was to a T.
Spot on.
Absolutely.
About the cardio and everything.
Is that Danaher said that he was going to stop him sometime after the 5th round. What does it say there? Tonight is the biggest night. Beep, 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 beep.
Oh, man, it's way too long, John.
Yeah.
I don't have time.
Well, he does that. He's just too smart.
Oh, wow. Let's.
Yeah, I mean, basically he said, here, I would consider a fine victory for Mr. McGregor if he survived 12 rounds. They are quite competitive for the first 3 to 4 rounds and do surprisingly well. Then around the 5th round, the elite boxer begins to figure out the unorthodox or awkward movement and begins to employ ringcraft tactics to tire the MMA athlete by making him work harder than he is, making him miss punches, etc. Around the 8th round, a very noticeable shift occurs where the elite boxer takes over. I expect a similar pattern tonight, though probably taking less time, given the incredible skill level of Mr. Mayweather.
That's fair.
But it was the exact thing. Around the 8th round, Mayweather was clearly taking over. The 9th round, Mayweather was fucking Conor up. Was teeing off on Conor. And I actually texted to my friend in between rounds. I'm like, he's done. They're going to stop it.
I got up and left in the 8th round to go to the back to do something for Showtime. I was like, I looked at the 8th round. I was like, oh, it's over.
They wouldn't let you?
No, they did.
It made you got to go back? You missed some of it?
Well, I didn't want to see it.
Really?
I knew it was over. Yeah. So then, but then they put me cage side. I was waiting.
You didn't want to see it.
Not really. I knew what was happening. I don't know.
How could you not want to see it?
Well, I knew what was going to happen.
Don't you watch Rocky movies, bro?
Fuck, I wish, man. But I'm glad they stopped it early. I wasn't mad at the stoppage.
I wasn't either.
I wasn't mad because for a number of reasons, but he has a lot more fight left in him. We got it. We got it. Conor did well. He won some rounds.
He was going to get fucked up in the next round. If he made it into the 11th, Floyd Mayweather was going to fuck him up.
Correct.
Like real bad.
He was gassed. But
Brendan, what'd you make of what happened here tonight?
I mean, I'm a little bummed out. You know, it's weird. Everyone around here is like, Conor did well, man. He won 4 to 5 rounds. It's crazy, right? He's 0-0. I expect him to win this thing. I thought he was going to land a big shot, maybe get him out of there. He wobbled him a little bit. I thought it was premature stoppage, especially a guy like Conor. They could have let it kept going, but it was getting nasty as the rounds were going on. Floyd started to take over. I said, if Conor for the first 6 is going to do some damage. I don't think I was wrong on the prediction. I think Conor, you can give him 4 to 5 rounds in that. He beat the best of all time for 4 rounds, for God's sake. So, and he's 0-0. He's still the stud. He's still the man.
Does the stoppage affect him at all mentally going into other fights again?
No, if anything, it gives him confidence because he wasn't put down. He wasn't shut down. He was outclassed in the 10th round. They stopped it early.
Guys, we gotta get a...
Floyd, they go, what was the most surprising thing about this fight? And he goes, Conor's boxing skills. Honestly, I thought I'd be able to take over early, but I wasn't able to because of his boxing skills. He goes, I wasn't surprised by his power. There wasn't much power there. Which is, whatever. He ate that straight up flush uppercut from Conor.
But Conor did not seem like he was putting a lot of power in his punches. It looks like he was trying to be like real active.
Yeah, and but then also he was like kind of winging them too.
Well, he was hitting them with some weird stuff like this, and he even did a bunch of hammer fists and stuff.
Granted, Floyd fought a different style, but I don't give a shit.
Yeah, that style's legit. It's legit. I mean, that's just too big a leap. That's all it is. But for Conor to go and his first professional fight arguably the greatest fighter of all time. It's like he's 100% in the mix now at 50-0. Yeah, 50-0. It's 100% in the mix that he's the greatest fighter of all time. You think about defensively, no one's even close. No one's been hit as little as him. And Conor hit him. Yeah, he's beat everybody. And obviously he fought Conor a different way than he fought everybody else. That's a fact. But Conor hit him more than any fighter that ever
Here's the other
fought.
thing. Here's kudos to Conor and Floyd, but especially Conor. When's the last time you saw an exciting Floyd Mayweather fight?
True.
Conor went at him.
Yeah, that's when Conor after the fight, I turned him into a Mexican.
Oh, that's hilarious. Did he say that?
Yeah, you didn't hear that?
No, Conor I missed a lot of it. Conor brought the fight out of him for the first time since I don't know who. You know what I'm saying? You can say, well, last finish was Victor Ortiz. That was shit. That was kind of a cheap shot. Yeah. He didn't bring it to him, but Conor brought it out of him, man.
This was legit.
It was cool, man.
And when I watched it the second time, knowing the result, then you really appreciate what Floyd's doing. Because although Conor did catch him, he definitely caught him with a hard uppercut in the first round.
Best shot, yeah.
That was interesting because that was like, oh, shit. Like, you got to realize, mind your P's and Q's. This guy's legit. But Conor never, even though he clipped him with that shot, it never really hurt him except that one shot to the body.
Which I was surprised. I got to be honest, in my prediction, I thought Conor was going to do well like he did in the first rounds. I called that. I thought he was going to run 4 to 5 rounds. And then I thought I thought maybe that uppercut would wobble him, and that would be enough to win Conor kind of the spectacle. But just Floyd's chin and just the boxing power is a little different, man.
It definitely is different. And I don't think Conor's loading up either. I don't think Conor is really like digging in on these shots because I think he was probably concerned about his endurance. You got to realize also, this fight was relatively short notice. So short notice that I had already booked the DC Improv in advance, and it was sold out by the time they announced the fight.
Correct.
So if you think about that, that's fucking months in advance.
3 months. This fight was announced 3 months ago.
That's nothing.
That's nothing for this magnitude of a fight.
Most of the time, a fight like this is 6-7 months out.
Oh
easy.
my God, easy.
Maybe more, but that's just not enough time.
Well, did you
a few
hear
months to prepare for Floyd?
I agree, especially in that arena.
It's nuts. So if something like that, if you gave Conor like 6 months, maybe he could get in better shape where he could survive. He's always going to he's never going to be against a guy like Mayweather who's so efficient and his movement is so crisp. And this is how I was describing it to a friend of mine. I was like,
does your friend have a boxing or martial arts background
no,
in any facet?
He was trying to figure out like why he would get so tired.
Gotcha.
Floyd's just tying his shoes.
He's
like,
reacting.
He's just he's so good. He's been doing it so long that he's just got it ingrained in his movements. Conor has to think way more than Floyd does. And Floyd is constantly pressuring him, so Conor's backing up all the time, which wears you out.
And also the volume of punches.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he set a really high pace. He thought he was gonna be able to stop him maybe a little more, stop him from coming forward. He wasn't prepared when Floyd put his head in his chest and did work. The ref didn't allow him to get his rest in the clinch. But listen, at the end of the day, I'm all about the glitch in the Matrix, man. I think Conor's a glitch. It was so much fun that he even pulled this off. It's awesome. He didn't dishonor the sport. I thought he did really well. I told Conor, I said, I'm proud of you, man. What he did, win or lose, man, this is nuts.
He's dangerous. He's quick. He's moving away. He has a huge endurance problem. And this is like something that comes back to for boxing. Obviously.
You don't think he has an endurance problem in UFC as well?
He may.
And everyone knows I'm a Conor dick rider, but if you go on, his strengths, I'd say it's at the bottom as far as his strengths.
I agree.
It's not bad where it's like,
No, it's not good. It's not good. Look,
Floyd Mayweather, who is, I guess you have to use pound for pound when you talk boxing and someone of his size.
Yes, you do.
Okay. As all-time great. Now they're going to go at it. So many people think McGregor has no shot. What say you? What do you think?
Well, he definitely has more than no shot. If I had to break down the analytics of this fight, I say
yes.
Mayweather is the greatest of all time. He's probably going to go out there and put a heck of a show on and smoke Conor McGregor. I've seen him get tired, Conor, where he just didn't use his punch count well, and he wore himself out. And then he got beat by Nate Diaz a while back in the UFC. But then he came back and got that loss back by beating that man. With Mayweather, you got to be careful not to punch yourself out. He's a defensive genius. He's the best defensive fighter we've ever seen in boxing, in combat sports, essentially. And this is where Conor can be exploited, in my opinion, by throwing punches at his arms, hitting him in the body, not really doing damage to Mayweather, while Mayweather lets you punch yourself out, and then he can gain momentum in the later rounds and with his defense and pot shot you in between.
And why wouldn't Floyd let him try to punch himself out, Dominic? Because,
we've seen it.
Well, UFC, you're talking about how with MMA, how he has sometimes done that there. And that's a sprint compared to the marathon of 6 rounds of boxing. 6 rounds of boxing is an eternity compared. I'm just.
Yeah.
You gave that number. You're the one who chose that number, which is why I'm sticking with that. You got to be kidding me, right? I mean, does he have the endurance? How do you get that endurance up?
Well, I'll be honest. The first 6 rounds will actually be when he should be winning. After that, if he doesn't knock out Mayweather in the first 6, from my opinion, from watching the analytics, it's going to be hard. I've fought pro boxers. By round 6, their economy, their energy usage is just different than ours in mixed martial arts. We're used to 5-minute rounds. They're used to 3-minute rounds. We have a 25-minute match. They have a 36-minute match. So things like this make a difference in the fight. I think that if I have to look at the analytics of this matchup, I say that Mayweather gets the win.
Okay. I wish there was more conversation like the one that we're having in promotion of this fight instead of the carnival act. The carnival act and the degrading of each other. It's kind of sad that it's getting mixed in that. But we have a few weeks to go, and that's the way I want to talk about this fight.
Yeah, and I'm with you, and that's why I'm here. I'm here as a spokesperson for not just mixed martial arts, but for combat sports. But remember, more than anything, Conor McGregor is known for being the upset man. And that's what we're waiting to see.
We are.
That's what we're waiting to see.